Victor Galvan. Yeah, 24/7 mindset. Yeah, 24/7 mindset. Let's go. 24/7 mindset.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of 24/7 Mindset. I am your co-host, Tabito, a.k.a. Jose Cruz, and I'm here with Victor Galvan. Victor?
Yes, guys, how you doing? We're going to talk about culture and foundations of the company. You know, why it's important to stay committed to your goals and visions of the company and who creates the culture of the company. Let's go.
Okay, Victor, here we go. First question. What role do you believe a strong company culture plays in the success of a business?
I think the culture is the number one role of a organization. And the reason I say this because just look at it, that every country, every company, every city, every town, everybody has their own culture, and whatever the culture they have, that's what identify them with the rest of the world. So in a business, it's important that you set the culture, and how you set the culture is because is what you give your team is what they're gonna give you back in return. So you get them bad content, they're gonna give you bad results.
Yep.
So it also goes back to how do you identify and how do you know you head in the right way, and how you adapt culture is easy. So you do culture based on your mission, vision, and core values of your company. Mm-hmm. That's what is going to identify the process for your whole organization from start to finish. You hold your people accountable based on your mission, vision, and core values of your company. Mm-hmm. And that's what the three things that is going to push and identify each culture of each role that adapts to the vision of the company. Mm-hmm. It's mm-hmm. not Victor, it's not Jose, is the vision of the company. Everybody follows the vision, so that's a culture. So you create the foundations to take it to the next level. For example, I always say create a big picture where everybody can see themselves. My mentor always talk about that, and he's right. And also John C. Maxwell talk on the law of the big picture. How do you push your people to see themselves in that picture? Mm-hmm. So that the mission and vision and core values would identify the culture that you're going to have in the company, but you have to follow.
Yeah.
Mission, what's your mission? What is your vision, and what are your core values? All that have to bring the commitment to the people that is going to run your company.
So
that's
you
going to
align
serve
the people with the culture and the foundation, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. Nice. How do you establish and develop the culture or foundation of your business? What were the key elements that you focused on?
So it goes back to what are you giving them? So what do you write down? What do you expect your team to
achieve?
What do you expect your team to execute, and also to make it to the next level? For example, they got a big picture.
Yep.
We got it. Sell the company in 3 years, for example. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure you write down every process that's going to get you there and where they see themselves in that process. So everything got to be written down. So after you master each of your roles on your process and how you're going, so now you identify, okay, when you pass this step, this is your new role if you want to grow. So you create roles and responsibilities for different process so people can move up in the ladder and in the vision of the company. So you write everything down. So it's easy for somebody as a project manager or as a superintendent, for example, project manager, to know what I need to do to be a senior project manager is written down. Okay, after senior project manager. What's next? Project executive. Okay, what I need to do to be a project executive? So the role needs to be there. So it needs to be everything in writing, right? If it's not in writing, you ain't gonna make it. The culture is gonna change. So make sure everything is in writing and everybody know the role and responsibilities based on the mission and vision and the core values of your company, so you can make it to end a game, to exit your company, to sell your company, or whatever that vision that you paint for your people on that big picture, that everybody aligns with that picture. The last thing is you want to get into somebody's role and now you confuse it.
Exactly.
So the key is that what can I do different and better than the rest of the guys that's doing that role that I can get in, that I can support, and I can also be part of that and also show to my boss and say, look, I can do it this without taking him out, and stuff like that. Everybody needs to be pushing to the same goal and pulling everybody to the same vision.
Level. Yeah, the same level. Yeah, I got you. All right, nice. All right. How do you ensure that the company culture is effectively communicated and embraced by all employees?
So how? It goes back, I mentioned it 3 times, right? So mission, vision, and core values.
Yep.
So that is going to align all your people. It's going to hold your people accountable to everything they're going to do. So if the people fails in a job duty, a job description, or in a role, so what I did wrong, okay, so I didn't align. So we talk about alignment. That's one of our core values, alignment. So how we go back, okay, we are aligned company, this is what we do. So make sure everything is written down, that you can fall back and fix it based on that, not based on what he say, she say, or we say. You go back to the core values of the company. Or maybe it's on your mission or vision, right? So on our vision is we create a culture that develop great leaders. So why not you not becoming a great leader? Okay, we stay on communication. We is a team. Are you been working together with the team? Oh no, I isolated myself. I don't. Okay, no, we're supposed to connect, and we're all supposed to create that culture that develop great leaders. It's not just the CEO of the companies. We all, everybody, we got to create that culture that can attract people who wanted to come and work for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Now, do you also hold like meetings or anything like that, or like monthly meetings, or just
yes.
to make sure?
So you do. We call them reviews. A lot of people call them one-on-one. So one-on-one doesn't mean that we are here to give you a raise.
Yeah.
We're here to say, this is what you did wrong. So what we do, the one-on-ones, we call them reviews, is to identify how we've been doing, where we at, and if you're doing wrong, what can we do different to support you to get you there where we want you to be there based on the goals of the company.
Yeah.
So it's not always to give you a bonus or to say don't do this again.
Yeah.
It's so how you can improve to make sure we set you up for success so you can take it to the next level based on your role and responsibility. Sometimes, yes, you underpay based on how much you're getting paid. So yes, we're gonna talk sometimes about money and that'll be a chance, okay, you're doing this great, but this is the target. If you don't fix this, this, and this, I'm giving you this material so you can be successful. If you can't fix it, I cannot give you your raise or your bonus or stuff like that.
Have you faced any challenges maintaining a consistent culture as your business grew? How did you address those challenges? And you touched a little bit on that.
Yeah. So it goes back to your core values, your mission, vision, and core values of the company. So how do you fix it? Go back. Everybody needs to know, everybody should know the mission, vision, and core values of your company. So it's easy to get them back. So it's hard to mess up. It's impossible. Because as soon as you know the mission, vision, and core values, you can, whatever you did wrong, you go back and, this is what this organization stands for, and that's how you fix. But sometimes you need somebody to ask you a couple questions, say, hey, why this happened? Oh, this happened because I was, busy working and all that stuff. So sometimes you need somebody from there, looking at it from the outside, to come and help you fix all that. And it's very easy. Everything has to be crystal clear that your team has a clear message of where you want to be, so there's no confusion.
What steps do you take to align the values and behaviors of your employees with the culture and foundation of your business? That would be, like you said, it'd be kind of like going back
Yeah,
to...
it goes back to everybody have to follow the same system.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody has to be committed to the mission, vision, and core values of your company. If they're not committed, and we're gonna talk about a little bit more forward, that if they're not committed, and how they can be committed is based on the PPFs, personal, professional, and financial goals of the person. So how do you align those to make sure everybody's committed to the vision of the company? So that's how you hold them accountable. That's the number one. That's how you fix that. And then when someone disalign, how you bring the employee back? Easy. Go back to the mission, vision, and core values of the company.
Yeah, you can't mess it up.
You cannot mess it up.
You can't mess up. It's there in the writing over and over again for you. And that way everybody knows what to do, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody's following the same blueprint.
Do you understand
No,
that
no, I
the
understand.
mission and vision
Yes, of
and
course.
core values, that's your foundation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's your culture.
It answers all the questions right there.
And be careful not to outline a big statement for your mission or your vision, because you don't want to overcommit and you're doing the opposite. So you want to overcommit, right? But make sure that your team is following everything that you stand for,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Because if your team is not aligned with what you stand for, your mission, vision, core values, so how you can fix them? There's no way. So everybody has to follow those goals of the company.
All right, Victor. How do you measure the impact of your company culture on the overall performance and success of your business? Is that through productivity? Is that through how much money you make? Like, how do you measure that?
If the company is hitting your goals, your profits every month, and all that stuff, it's easy to keep going. But when you're not getting them, what can you do to identify those problems that you have? And so it's easy. It's always going to be somebody trying to do it differently. Sometimes somebody that doesn't want to align, somebody that doesn't want to work with the team. So just by, okay, guys, let's regroup. But the manager of that person or the superintendent knows. So you really don't have to sit up with the whole team. So you go back to the manager and how, hey, look, why we're not hitting the targets? Okay, because this person, okay, why you didn't notify us in time? And then the other thing is how we're going to do to fix it, to put it back.
All right, I'm going to ask you another one. How do you measure the impact of your company culture on the overall performance and success of your business?
That's easy. When everybody is aligned, everybody's working together, you get the monthly reports, and when you do a checklist of, okay, how much material we spend, how much equipment we spend, how much we build this day, how much labor, and at the end of the month, so you do your review, you do everything, and in those stocks, you're gonna ask questions like how much we got left to finish and all that stuff, and then you do your report. And so when you do an overall of your company, and then you can see the negativity of some answers, like everything is good. Oh yeah, I got this guy that ordered this. I wasn't, I didn't agree, but we have to order it. That's why it looks my financial looks bad and all that stuff. So we go back. Okay, what we did wrong? Did we send the wrong message for him to order material when you were supposed to order it, or what happened? What got lost? So most of the times is our fault that we send in false data, and we just got to go back and clear it up. And then we do another meeting back to the guys, say, guys, the message needs to be clear. And I think I messed up by sending this message. I told you to get together with your PM, but at the end of the day, I didn't explain why. This is why, because this PM already got a search of material. How much is it? Maybe got a DPO approved that is cheaper, or maybe we already have a purchase order that locked the price, and you came and reorder again. Now we got double material. We cannot turn it in because now we use it, that type of thing. So we go back and fix all that. But yes, that's how you identify that if the team is aligned or disaligned when you do your monthly. We do a monthly in construction. We have to do a monthly to close the end of the month and see how we did it. Unfortunately, is we waited too long. We're working on a system that we can install the data that can identify everything within days. So every day we have a report of how we're doing, but unfortunately we don't have the integration, the platform that can do that yet. And if it's too expensive, and we haven't even looked at it, but we're working towards that.
I know one time you told me too that when the employees say there's a problem, that you also want them to say what's the solution to that problem.
100%.
Because that's what's going to get the problem fixed. And as long as everybody understands the problem and everybody understands your solution to the problem, you might be able to give that person some help or some knowledge he didn't know about. It keeps everybody afloat, right? It keeps everybody on the same page. All right, can you share any examples of how your company culture has directly contributed to a positive outcome or significant milestone of your business?
By following the mission, the vision, and the core values of your company. That's all you need.
That's all you need. All right.
That's it.
That's it. Simple, right? All right, so what strategies do you employ to attract and retain employees who align with your company culture?
That's the easiest part.
Go ahead.
You got to create a big picture where they can see themselves the whole way. It goes back to, I think, question number 2.
Yep.
That the roles and responsibility, if they don't know the roles and responsibility, how to get to the next step, they're never going to try. But if it's crystal clear, every role and responsibility is like, oh, only I got to do this now because I did this step. Oh, so this is the only thing I got to do now? Yeah. Make sure you stay consistent. Make sure follow your role and responsibility, and you can go up based on the one-on-ones that we have. Yeah. That's when we do the review. Hey, by the way, I can do more. I can be better. I can adapt this. And so, what are you trying to fix with moving on from being a manager, for example, to a senior prime? Oh, yeah, I can be more communicated. It's not throwing nobody under the bus, but I can be more communicated. I think we can fix this issue, and we can align this, and I can bring this type of person that I know, and that type of thing. So that's
anything that betters the business, right?
So you create that big picture where they can see themselves, and also aligning the PPF goals that I talk a little bit about, the personal, professional, financial. How do you fit this personal, professional, financial situation with the personal, with the business? How do you align his personal, professional, financial?
So you would ask
goals?
him how do you see yourself growing in this company? He's going to give you his answer. From his answer, you can identify where he's going to be going into the company.
If he aligns on the mission, or he aligns on the vision, or he aligns on the 6 core values that we have. So it's easy to identify. So now you make him aware, oh yeah, this is where you align on the company, this is how we do business.
And this is where you can go.
And this is where you can go. So they feel good when you align them back into
They see a future,
company.
man.
They see a future.
That's beautiful, man. All right, nice. How do you ensure that your company culture evolves and adapts to the changing needs and demands of your industry?
So we, the team, so you got 3, right? You got the owners, managers, and the employees. So you don't worry about the employees. They're always going to leave. We always talk about that. So the owners or the core of the company needs to figure out any process that you need to adapt to your company. So they need to do all the testing, the searching, and all that stuff before they want to talk about it. Because this is what happens. If you start talking about something that is coming, and then at the end you did the search, it doesn't align with your company, it doesn't fit, what are you going to do now? You send the wrong message before you was ready. So what you do all the search and all that. Now when you're ready, you put it in writing and make it part of the policies of the company, and now you send it to your managers so the managers can send it to the employees. So that's how you create it. And the only thing that you got to do is you got to make sure that somebody's following up on that new process, because processes are going to fail if you stop following. Make sure you hold everybody accountable based on the responsibilities or the policies you create, because it's easy to get lost in the process because everybody, oh, it looks great, but then who's going to follow up?
Yeah.
So how do you, where are you going to put the results, or what are the results? So you just got to stay consistent and make sure you adapt that responsibility to one of the team members on the management side. That becomes now one of his role responsibilities to follow into. You identify what you want to achieve with that, to make sure if you got to create a role because you impacted so much, or because whatever the situation is, now it may require a full-time employee. But you normally don't do that too much, only when you are growing on your break points that you go from a couple million to a few million. So that's when you do big changes that it may require to bring another person just to push that. But everybody needs to be on the same page, same as the CEO of the company or the president. So everything is supported by the president or the CEO of the company.
Yep. So you gotta be willing to make changes to the company as needed, as the business
with
grows.
a clear message.
With a clear message, because technology is always growing, and other businesses are opening up, offering similar services and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so yeah, you always got to adapt to new changes. I always tell people I'm old style, but guess what? I don't want to get left behind. I also wanted to improve myself, improve my life, and the main thing is, how can I understand my team? How can I make my team better? How can I set up my team for success? Because most of the time, your team is going to come to you and say, hey, I want to adopt AI. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I need this program. I'm like, how many fucking problems? Because you think there's only one problem, but you think there's only one program, but you come to find out there's a program for this, a program for that.
Everything.
Program. I'm like, so like now I'm going through that. I'm going to a seminar. I'm taking my kids, my wife, and everybody. It's about $650 VIP. And people ask me, why are you going to that? And I'm like, I just want to be able to understand my team and support my team, because I have different companies, podcast, construction, general contractor, software. I want to be able to understand my people.
And you're talking about AI, by the way.
Yeah, I'm talking about AI. So that's part of the process. What are you doing to adapt and not to stay behind on process and systems? So that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that shit. I just need to understand it. That doesn't mean that I'm going to go and implement it. That doesn't mean I got to get involved on every conversation about AI.
One more question, Victor. Here we go. What advice would you give to other business owners or leaders who are looking to build strong culture or foundation for their organizations?
I believe that number one is that what is your goal? What is your commitment to your goal? So you have to stay committed to everything you do, everything you write down, and everything you give your team. Because if you not stay committed to your organization, to your goal, people is gonna fail. People is gonna always have questions and uncertainty and all this stuff. Make sure you stay committed to what are you going to do. And the other one, make sure your message is clear, crystal clear, where from the top of the team to the bottom of the team, everybody understand the message and the process and systems that you wanted to adapt to the company and why. If there's no clear message, there's gonna be big problems, because my mentor always says, where there's confusion, there is failure. High emotions, low intelligence. So make sure the message is clear so you don't got high emotions and low intelligence in your organization and your team. And that's it. You know, it's just, it's better to have a bad plan that everybody follows, that no plan that everybody's going to do whatever they want. And Kevin Turner always say, the ex-CEO for Walmart and Microsoft always say, your company, your business is a school that everybody, all your employees attend. And based on the information you provide, that's going to determine the result that you're going to get. So make sure you're giving the right data to your employees. Make sure they got the right systems, the right process that takes them to where you want to be. That's why the message got to be clear. Again, your school, your business, your material. Make sure stay consistent and give the right information to your team. Thank you, guys.
Thanks again for everybody joining on this podcast. I hope everything you learned today could help you in some way, in some shape or form in your business. And thank you, Victor. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again. 24/7 Mindset.
God
Ciao.
bless.